Click, click, click. What? What is Taylor doing? It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Am I crazy or what's happening here? Well, we're going to tell you on today's Denial of the Day podcast. My boy Chris, the claims manager, is here in the building in his bat cave. Chris, what are we talking about today? How are you, my friend?
Hello, everybody. I am doing well. We're setting up this topic. It's going to be a great topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So, you guys are like, are these guys just crazy right now? Like, what are they smoking? Who knows?
Well, you just never know.
Yeah. So, anyways, in the Bat Cave here, yeah, we got a fun one we want to talk about today. So, Taylor, when someone files a claim and the
Yes.
insurance company sends somebody out,
Right.
who do they typically send out?
Well, they choose someone that is a ladder assist or some version of that. It might be a brand name or something like that. But this person is usually a contractor that has no authority to make a decision on the claim, and they are not allowed to mark up the roof or chalk the roof or make any markings. And all they do is take photos. So we call them the human drone. It's back in the day, like about 4 years ago, a lot of insurance companies would just be like, hey, we're going to do a drone inspection and fly a drone over to the property. I got every single one of those that I worked on overturned because they were total BS. And now we just have a human doing the same thing. Click, click, click. They don't mark it up. They don't point it out. They don't actually show the damage. They're just a human drone. Chris, what is your experience on the desk adjuster side dealing with the human drone reports that we get?
Oh, well, it's crazy. And, I've been on some of these inspections. So have you, our whole team has. And
Right.
one of the first things they say is, I'm not allowed to actually chalk up the hail impacts. I'm only allowed to take photos.
So you're not
But
allowed to do your job and to due diligence and fully investigate the claim, which is your responsibility as outlined in the Unfair Claim Settlement Practices Act. You have no authority to make a decision on the claim, and you're unwilling to actually mark up the damage and take photos of the damage. Why the hell are you here? Sorry, Chris.
yeah,
Go.
and it's not necessarily their fault. It's how they're
Right.
instructed. The
Right.
insurance company tells them, hey, don't use chalk to actually point out the hail impacts and then don't take photos of that. We
Right.
just want to see photos, everything else. And so what it does is it delays the claim. Like it's
Right.
just that simple. Like a lot of
100%.
claims I'm working with, I get a reinspection or the first inspection goes out. It's this human drone. They take their photos, and of course we're thorough. We do all of our
Yeah.
photos. We
Yeah, we
investigate the
are.
claim the way it should be. And so the
Yeah.
first response is I from the desk adjuster. Well, I'm not seeing any hail damage. Well, no crap, because you're looking at this thing from 20 feet away and there's no markups. And
Right.
so,
Right. It's hard to
so
see
it's
when the
just
pictures are terrible.
exactly. So it's like, okay, good thing that, insureds hire us to take care of them because
Yeah.
guess what? Here's our photos. Let's go through this together here. What is
That's
that right
right.
there? What does
Yeah.
that look like to you right there? That's not
I
bird
don't
poop.
know. Chris, is
That's not
that
bird
wear and
poop.
tear? Is that looks like
Yeah.
wear and tear?
No, that's classic
Is
hail
it
damage right
marring? Chris, is that marring? It looks like marring.
there. I don't know, man. I'm not an expert, the adjuster. But anyways,
Oh,
that's what we're seeing. We're seeing
yeah,
it a lot right now. So we wanted to
yeah.
make you aware because
Well,
this is like an industry-wide
yeah, it's
norm.
industry wide, and just like you said, is it delays the claim. And the thing for me that I ask these adjusters is, hey, Mr. Mrs. Adjuster, you as the insurance company, you have a duty of good faith and fair dealing with the insured and us if we're the representative for the insured. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay. Do you think it's fair that you send out someone that has no authority to make the decision on the claim, that is unwilling or unable to mark up the damage to actually show you sitting behind a desk in usually a totally different state, maybe across the country, and also the desk adjuster who has probably actually never been on a roof to identify hail? Maybe they have. Sometimes I'll give it to them, they have. Most of the time, they have not. And they have never been on a roof, have never identified hail damage. They're sitting in a city or state miles, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles away. Is
Mhm.
that fair to the insured? Are you practicing fair dealings with the insured? Absolutely not. If it was
Mhm.
mine, and say it was something else, say we're dealing with a vehicle, say we're dealing with something else like a TV that broke. If you were treated that way from the manufacturer or the dealership or the retail outlet, would that be fair? The answer is
Oh,
hell no. I don't know a single human being in my sphere, in my life, that would think that's fair. Chris, do you think that's fair?
absolutely not. And a big absolutely not because I deal with it on a daily basis.
Right, right. And so that delay tactic, they send out someone that doesn't have the authority, that can't even mark up the damage, and then they tell us, "Oh, I don't see any damage." Well, no crap. You don't see any damage because you told the person that's going out there, you tied their hands that says, "Don't take any pictures with markings on it. Don't mark up the roof, just take photos from way back." Of course, you're not going to be able to see it. So, we are obviously passionate about this issue. We're trying to make it fun and funny, but the reality of the situation is the people that get harmed is the insured. The insured is not getting a fair shake at their claim, getting fully and fairly paid because the insurance company does this crap to expedite the process to reduce their cost and their fees. We don't have enough licensed adjusters to go out there. But well,
Mhm.
who wrote the freaking policy?
Mhm.
You adjuster, well, insurance company, the adjuster
Yeah.
that works for the insurance company, you wrote it. The insurance company wrote the policy, which means they should be able to back it up if something bad happens. And the unfortunate truth is they're not doing that. And so Chris and I actually talked very long and very extensively about what we think is happening with machine learning and AI. Most of this stuff, and guess what's happening? More and more and more and more articles are coming out, more so in the health industry space, that is saying that all these denials are just getting kicked out by AI and machine learning because the insurance company dialed up, hey, reject a few claims, reject a few more claims, reject the most claims. And that's what's happening. And so it's so unfortunate. It's so unfair. But the thing is, you have to have the right people on your team fighting for your best interest to get the best possible outcome. I don't know who that would be. Do you, Chris?
I think it's Bellator claims, but
Bellator
I
claims.
could be wrong.
You are
Boo.
right, my friend.
Boo.
That's
and
so
it,
good. Hey, at least we're having fun, right, brother?
yeah. And Taylor, one thing I just want to stress too, like
Yeah,
a lot of times, even as the insured, they ask, "Hey, can you make sure you send someone out who has the authority?" They're going to say no. That's why it's always good to get us involved in the very beginning because
right.
we know how to overcome that to make sure that they
Yeah.
send somebody out there who has the authority to make that decision. That's why it's always best to get us involved in the very beginning.
We want to be involved at the very beginning because we can navigate that for you, the insured or referral partner contractor that refers those people over to us. Because when we get involved at the beginning, we can navigate that and usually get better results than if we get involved later. Plain and simple. Simple as that.